Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving into something today that could seriously shake up how you look for a job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever felt like sending out resumes is kind of like, just throwing darts in the dark, hoping something hits?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, get ready for this. JobTrackerAI.com. It's an AI-powered platform, and they say it's going to make your job hunt way smarter.
Okay.
We've got a bunch of information to go through today from their website. They even have a demo video, so
Oh, cool.
yeah, let's just jump right in.
Sounds good.
Okay,
So
so,
you know what I think is really fascinating about JobTrackerAI.com is that it's not just another job site.
okay.
It's more like having this, super-powered assistant that goes out there and analyzes millions of jobs.
Right.
And then it comes back and it says like, okay, this is how you tailor your application to stand out.
Okay, so that sounds amazing,
Yeah.
but it also sounds maybe a little intimidating.
Yeah.
So maybe we should start with the basics. Like, what exactly does JobTrackerAI.com do?
So imagine like a search engine that just scours over 7 million jobs from like 200 countries.
Wow.
And it updates every day.
Okay.
So that's the scale of JobTrackerAI.com. It's designed to find the best opportunities for you no matter where you are or what you're looking for.
Okay, so 7 million jobs. That's a lot to, sift through.
It is.
But how does it actually help you get hired?
Well, that's where the AI comes in. So JobTrackerAI.com doesn't just show you jobs.
Right.
It actually helps you create what they call artifacts.
Artifacts.
Yeah.
What is that? Like, we're going on an Indiana Jones adventure.
Mm-hmm.
What are these artifacts?
Well, in this case, it's basically, personalized documents and resources to help you land those jobs. Think of it as like custom-made cover letters, interview prep materials,
Okay.
even insights into like skills you might need to develop. It's like having a whole career coaching team
Wow.
all in one platform.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this could be a total game changer.
Yep.
So let's actually see how this works in action. We have this demo video, right? What are they showing us in that?
Right. So in the demo video, they walk us through like a typical user profile.
Okay.
And it's got all the usual stuff you would expect, like your work experience,
Mhm.
education skills, and
Mhm.
so on. But what's really cool is that JobTrackerAI.com
Yeah.
analyzes all this information to then match you with relevant jobs.
Right.
So it's not just looking at keywords. It's
Right.
really trying to understand your whole career story.
Oh, so it's not just throwing any old job at me.
Exactly.
It's actually trying to find a good fit.
Right, a good fit.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And in the demo, they focus on a specific job. It's a software developer ZTPF role at IBM in Poughkeepsie, New York.
Okay, so what kind of job is that exactly? That sounds pretty technical.
It is. It involves working on a specialized operating system used in a lot of high-volume transaction processing environments. So think of things like banking and finance and that sort of thing. Yeah. And the salary range is actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere between $121,000 and $182,000 per year.
Wow. That's a nice chunk of change.
Yeah.
So what would somebody need to know to actually land a job like that?
Well, according to the job description, they're looking for someone with strong programming skills, especially in languages like Java,
Okay.
C, C++, and even assembler. And they also want experience with things like source control management tools like GitHub
Yeah.
and agile development methodologies.
So you need to know your stuff.
You do.
But what if you don't have all those skills? Does JobTrackerAI.com just kind of leave you hanging at that point?
Well, that's where I think we start getting to the secret weapons of JobTrackerAI.com. It doesn't just show you where you fall short.
Yeah.
It actually tries to help you address those gaps. Remember those artifacts we were talking about?
Yes.
Well, one of the most powerful ones is this thing called the application kit.
Okay, so let's unpack this application kit.
Yeah.
What's inside?
So think of it as your own personal toolbox for like acing that entire job application process.
Okay.
It includes a personalized cover letter that's tailored to that specific job,
Mm-hmm.
interview preparations,
Okay.
potential interview questions they might ask,
Oh.
a skills gap analysis,
Hold on.
recommendations for upskilling.
Wait, hold up. You're saying this AI can actually figure out what skills I'm missing
Yes.
and then suggest how to improve.
Yeah.
How does that even work?
Well, that's the beauty of JobTrackerAI.com. By comparing your profile to the job requirements,
Right.
it can pinpoint exactly where you need to level up,
Wow.
and then it goes a step further and actually recommends courses,
Yep.
resources,
Okay.
even learning platforms to help you bridge those gaps.
Okay, so you're telling me this platform can help me find jobs. It can help me tailor my applications.
Yes.
It can even guide me on how to improve my skills.
Precisely. It's not about finding any job.
Right.
It's about finding the right job and making sure that you are the ideal candidate.
This is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
So let's dive into these artifacts a little bit more.
Okay.
Let's start with the personalized cover letter.
Okay,
What
good.
makes it so special?
Well, it's all about standing out from the crowd.
Okay.
Instead of a generic cover letter,
Mm-hmm.
JobTrackerAI.com will craft a cover letter that specifically addresses the hiring manager,
Okay.
highlights the skills and experiences from your profile
Hmm.
that are most relevant to that job,
Right.
and even tries to incorporate details about the company's values and goals.
Oh, so it's not just about listing my skills.
No,
It's about showing how those skills actually connect to that job
exactly.
and to what that company needs.
Exactly. And remember that IBM job we were talking about?
Yes.
Well, in the demo, JobTrackerAI.com actually creates like a sample cover letter for that specific role.
Oh, wow.
And it focuses on how the candidate's previous experience as a DevSecOps consultant directly translates to the skills needed for that ZTPF developer position.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
So it's not just filling in the blanks. No. It's really thinking about how your past experience fits into the bigger picture.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop there.
Okay.
The application kit also includes comprehensive interview preparations.
Okay.
We're talking about helping you research the company,
Mm-hmm.
practice your answers to common interview questions,
Wow.
and even prepare insightful questions to ask the interviewer.
Okay, let's pause here for a second because I want to make sure our listeners are really grasping this.
Yeah.
We're talking about an AI that can analyze millions of jobs,
Yeah.
help you tailor your application, identify your skill gaps,
Yes.
and even coach you on how to ace the interview.
You got it. And we're just scratching the surface here.
Right.
There's so much more to explore. But let's dive into that maybe a little bit later.
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll unpack even more amazing features of JobTrackerAI.com. We'll dig deeper into that interview prep, we'll explore the skills gap analysis, and find out how this platform can help you not just land a job, but really map out your entire career.
Absolutely.
So stick around, we'll be back in a bit.
Sounds good.
Welcome back, everyone. Before the break, we were getting our minds blown by JobTrackerAI.com and how it uses AI to, really personalize your job search.
It is pretty cool.
And we were talking about that application kit
Yes.
and all the ways that it can help you tailor your cover letter and even prep for interviews.
It really does take a lot of the guesswork out, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. But you know me, I'm always curious about the details.
Mm-hmm.
We touched on the interview prep a little bit.
Right.
Can we dig a little deeper into that? Like, what kind of help does JobTrackerAI.com actually provide?
So imagine this. You're applying for that software developer ZTPF job at IBM.
Okay.
JobTrackerAI.com doesn't just say like, oh, you should research the company. It'll actually go out and generate potential interview questions based on the job description and even IBM's company culture.
Well, wait, so it's not just giving me like generic interview tips?
Yeah.
It's actually creating questions specific to the job I'm applying for.
Yes, exactly.
Wild.
It's like having a crystal ball that can predict what the interviewer might ask you.
Wow.
For example, one question it generates is, how has your experience as a DevSecOps consultant prepared you for this role at IBM?
Oh, okay. That's a really good question. It's making me think about how my past experience actually connects to this specific opportunity.
Exactly. It forces you to go beyond just listing your skills on your resume and actually show how your experience aligns with their needs.
Right.
And it doesn't stop there. Another question it generates is, describe your experience with the IBM mainframe environment, specifically with ZTPF.
Well, that's smart. So it's making sure that I've done my homework
Yeah.
and I'm not just like applying to every software developer job out there.
Right. It wants you to show the interviewer that you understand their specific technology and that you're genuinely interested in working with it.
Okay.
And there are questions about like your preferred development methodologies. Your experience troubleshooting complex issues, even how you've implemented secure DevOps practices in the past.
It sounds like it's really covering all the bases.
It is.
Like making sure that I'm prepared for anything they might throw at me.
Yeah, and remember, this is all tailored to that specific IBM job.
Right.
If you were applying for a marketing role
Right.
or a job in healthcare,
Totally different.
the questions would be completely different.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about getting you ready for the specific challenges of each role. But let's be honest, sometimes the hardest part of an interview isn't just knowing the answers.
Right.
It's like actually being able to articulate them clearly and confidently.
Yeah.
Does JobTrackerAI.com help with that too?
Absolutely. It doesn't just give you the questions.
Okay.
It actually gives you guidance on how to craft compelling answers.
Okay.
It reminds you to use specific examples from your past experience
Right.
to quantify your achievements and always tie your responses back to the job requirements and the company's values.
So it's like having an interview coach right there
Okay.
with you,
Yes.
helping you, fine-tune your responses.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm sold on the interview prep.
Good.
But earlier you mentioned something called a skills gap analysis,
Yes.
which sounds a little intimidating to me. What exactly is that?
It's actually a really helpful tool.
Okay.
Think of it as a reality check.
Okay.
JobTrackerAI.com takes your profile,
Right.
compares it to the job requirements,
Mm-hmm.
and then just tells you honestly where you might fall short.
Okay.
It's about identifying areas where you might need to brush up on your skills so you can be a stronger candidate.
So it's not just like, sugarcoating things and telling me that I'm perfect for the job.
Yeah.
It's actually pointing out areas where I could improve.
Exactly. It's about giving you constructive feedback.
Okay.
For example, remember Jane Doe, our hypothetical candidate for the IBM job? Well, the skills gap analysis points out that while she has a strong foundation in software development, she might need to develop her expertise in certain areas specific to the ZTPF environment.
Okay, like what kinds of areas?
Well, for this particular job, it points out that certain programming languages and familiarity with certain database systems aren't explicitly mentioned in her profile.
Okay, so it's getting down to the nitty-gritty,
Yes.
the specific skills that I might need to learn.
Exactly.
But does it just tell me what I'm missing, or does it actually offer solutions?
Well, that's where the upskill recommendations come in.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about how JobTrackerAI.com tries to help you bridge those skill gaps?
Yes.
It actually recommends tailored resources to help you level up.
So it's not just saying you need to learn this.
Oh.
It's actually pointing me towards resources that can help me.
Exactly. It might suggest courses,
Okay.
tutorials,
Mhm.
even articles or blog posts, depending on what skill you need to develop.
Well-
So in Jane Doe's case, it recommends a course on ZTPF system foundations, offered by IBM's official training site.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So it's drawing on this vast database of learning resources
Mm-hmm.
and then personalizing those recommendations based on my individual needs.
Precisely. And it doesn't limit you to just one platform.
Right.
It might recommend courses from IBM's training site,
Yeah.
but also from platforms like InnerSkill,
Mm-hmm.
Coursera,
Mm-hmm.
even GitHub.
Okay.
It's about finding the best resources to fit your learning style and your budget.
Wow. This is incredibly comprehensive. It's like having a personal career coach and a learning advisor all rolled into one.
And we haven't even touched on the career path insights yet.
Oh, okay. Tell me more about these career path insights.
Okay.
How does that work? Does it like predict the future or something?
Well, it's not magic,
Okay.
but it's pretty close.
Okay.
What it does is it analyzes your current skills,
Mm-hmm.
your experience, your aspirations, and then it looks at industry trends and job market data to sort of map out potential career paths that you could take.
So it's giving me like a roadmap of where I could go in my career.
Exactly. So for someone currently working as a consultant,
Okay.
like Jane Doe,
Yeah.
it might suggest moving into like a senior consultant
Yeah.
or a team lead role,
Yeah.
or maybe exploring like architect or engineer positions.
It's not just about getting a job.
No.
It's about thinking strategically about my career.
Yes.
And where I want to be in like 5-10 years.
Yes, exactly. And it doesn't just throw out generic advice.
Okay.
It really tailors those insights based on your unique profile.
Wow.
It might even suggest specific skills to develop or certifications to pursue that could really boost your career prospects in your chosen field.
This is amazing. It's like having a crystal ball for my career,
Yes.
helping me see the possibilities
Yeah.
and make informed decisions about my professional development.
Exactly. And the best part is all of this is constantly evolving. As you gain new skills and experience,
Right.
as the job market changes,
Mm-hmm.
JobTrackerAI.com will adapt and refine its recommendations to keep you on the right track.
This is seriously impressive.
It's
It's like having this personalized career development platform
Mhm.
that grows with you.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, wow.
There's so much more to explore, from the detailed explanations of each artifact to the personalized recommendations for upskilling and career advancement.
It's like we're uncovering layer after layer of incredible features.
We are. But for now, let's take a little breather.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll explore what all of this means for the future of work and how AI might actually reshape the job market as we know it.
Oh, okay. That's a big one.
It is a big one.
So stay tuned. And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into JobTrackerAI.com. It's been an incredible journey so far exploring how this platform is using AI to, revolutionize the job search.
It has been pretty wild. We've covered so much from those personalized cover letters
Right.
and interview prep to that amazing skills gap analysis and all those upskilling recommendations.
It's really mind-blowing how JobTrackerAI.com takes so much of the stress and the uncertainty out of the job search.
I agree.
But what I'm really curious about now is the bigger picture. What does all of this mean for the future of work?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
In a world where AI is, increasingly integrated into our lives,
Right.
how might platforms like JobTrackerAI.com actually reshape the whole job market?
Yeah, it's almost like we're on the cusp of this major shift, like
Mhm.
the way the internet changed everything back in the day.
I think you're right. JobTrackerAI.com is hinting at a future where the job search process is a lot more targeted
Okay.
and efficient. So instead of just blindly sending out resumes and hoping for the best,
Right.
we're moving towards this system where AI can help match people with opportunities that really align with their skills and aspirations.
So it's like having a personal headhunter working for you 24/7,
Exactly.
except it's powered by AI.
Exactly. And it's not just about finding any job.
Right.
It's about finding the right job, one where you can really thrive and grow.
And that skills gap analysis and those upskilling recommendations are just total game changers in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of waiting for, somebody to tell you what skills you need,
Right.
you can proactively identify those gaps yourself
Yes.
and take steps to fill them.
Yeah. And I think this could lead to, a much more skilled and adaptable workforce overall.
Right.
One that's really ready to tackle those challenges of a rapidly changing job market.
So imagine a world where everyone is constantly learning and growing,
Right.
guided by these AI-powered platforms
Mhm.
that help them stay ahead of the curve. That's a powerful vision.
It is. And it's not just about individual empowerment either.
Yeah, right.
It could have huge benefits for employers too.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, instead of, sifting through endless piles of resumes, they can use platforms like JobTrackerAI.com to connect with these highly qualified candidates whose skills and aspirations already match their needs.
So it's like streamlining that whole talent marketplace,
Yeah,
making it faster, more efficient,
exactly.
more beneficial for everyone involved.
Precisely. And, I think this all leads to a more fulfilling work experience for everybody overall.
would.
When people are in roles that really play to their strengths and their interests,
Right.
they're much more likely to be, engaged,
Right.
productive, and
Mhm.
ultimately happier.
It's like the difference between just having a job
Yeah,
and having a career that you're actually passionate about.
exactly.
And JobTrackerAI.com could be the key to unlocking that potential for so many people.
It really could. Of course, there are still some, challenges and questions we need to think about.
Like what?
Well, like ensuring fairness and transparency in these AI-powered systems.
Right?
But I think there's no doubt that this technology really does have the potential to transform the future of work in a positive way.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners today? What should they do if they're intrigued by all this?
I'd say the best thing to do is just go explore JobTrackerAI.com for yourself.
Okay.
See what it's all about, play around with the features, and imagine how it could help you take control of your own career journey.
It really is an exciting glimpse into the future of work.
It is.
And I, for one, am very eager to see how it all unfolds.
Me too. It's a future where technology can empower individuals, streamline all those processes,
Right.
and ultimately help us create a more fulfilling and rewarding work experience for everyone.
Well said. And on that note, we'll wrap up our deep dive into JobTrackerAI.com. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep exploring all those possibilities.